Welcome back to the first annual Romancing the Stones.
First ever.
First ever. Certainly first ever.
Yeah.
We are about to go to our round 3 feature match. As a reminder, we discussed this in the reveal stream. We are playing 2 4-man pods, playing round robin. So this is actually the final round of Swiss.
Yeah,
like almost
of the round robin portion of the tournament.
We haven't been able to feature every player, but we have been able to feature every deck, except if I was ready, I would have already had this pulled up. Boom! We are going to watch Shane Rice play motherfucking Moon Stompy. And
he's playing for a potential 3-way tiebreaker with 1-2.
Oh no, it just received.
He wins, and I lose.
This is why I decided I would have nothing to do with how the tournament is organized, so I wouldn't have to arbitrate such a thing.
Yeah, that'd be a 3-way 1-2 tiebreaker.
So let's talk about this deck. First of all, the Invocation Blood Moon is obviously there for maximum overtrigger.
It's so gross.
I mean, hold on.
I don't hate the way it looks. It just doesn't look like a magic card.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like it does have the original.
I do like the
symbol. That's kind of cool.
The
yeah.
moon is pretty cool. We'll step correct.
Yeah.
This deck is just okay. Like,
does he have eight rabble? It's the 8 rabble version.
All right. I'm gonna name some cards. Stop me when I stop naming sweet cards. Goblin Rabble Master, Magus of the Moon, Scab Clan Berserker, Fiery Confluence, Chandra Torch of Defiance. Yeah, they're.
Did you just read the whole deck list? So you get the basic mountain. I would.
I really hope he's playing proper basic mountains. Now,
find out so much shortly.
And that's where we do this.
Yeah, go
thing.
look and see which one.
Now we really.
Whoa,
that's what we need, right?
Yeah.
Well, these are the like guilds around a tree release or something. And each one is for a different guild.
I saw some of those at the LGS.
We got to scroll way down to see some good art. Where are the good ones?
Well, there's like 80 different printings.
I mean, this one's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's way down here. And definitely streaming on Wi-Fi is good. There. That's the one.
Yes.
He will be playing against Brian Tweedy, who is on the Just Guy Xerox deck. How do you feel about this matchup?
So he's only got one basic island main deck, so Blood Moon is definitely very live. He definitely likes to have fetch lands be able to work.
Yes.
That's always a good thing. You can completely shut off access to white mana.
I will say, Tweety is playing the full 5 box, and even though he's only playing 3 colors.
Yeah.
However, Shane is playing 4 Null.
Yep.
So
very hateful game plan.
I'm gonna go ahead and go back to Shane's deck, and let's discuss the number of turn 1 kills in this deck. Trinisphere, 1x. Nullrod, 4x. Chalice 1.
Chalice on 1 seems pretty damn good. I don't know if
we're ready when you are.
I think like Blood Moon could be like maybe 8 out of 10 times.
Especially if Brian doesn't keep the box.
Yeah. Magus is not so. I don't think it's much. It's less likely just because Tweety does have double bolt.
With the double bolt,
that's very relevant.
The double bolt, though, you have a turn 1 Magus. The double bolt is only relevant if there's a Mox Root. And that's a 1 in 60. Well, I guess
if he has any land,
1 in 60 plus island. 1 in 59.
Yeah.
This red deck is just so fucking sweet. And let's pull up another. We'll just continue counting sweet cards.
Koth
of the Hammer. Wait, hold on. We want dual decks? No. Oh, we want the emblem. No, we don't need the emblem. We need no fake cards here.
Yeah. That's a spicy include.
You know, I did not realize this. Untapped target mountain can target suited traders and nations. And reflect.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There's just. I'm glad we got to see this deck.
You guys like to see that punt that I did where I was like, oh, I only have 5 mana. I guess I'm not mind desiring this turn. Game 1 was real bad.
I don't think we picked up on that.
You didn't see that?
We saw you pass and it was like, oh, you must have just decided. But that makes
Yeah, I was
sense how
like,
you say
there's
it.
no reason for me to play those cards out.
So, Patrick, you should go tell everyone to go get ready to play Magic because it's time for round 3. And there's only so much we can say about how fucking sweet Mono Red Stompy is.
Which, let's be honest, it's very sweet.
It is exceedingly sweet. I think the most unfortunate choice in Shane's deck here is the main deck in Snaring Grid is, just because there's no workshops, so there's not a lot of big creatures. Like, the creatures he's looking at keeping out are Vengevines, Hollow Ones, and Thought-Nazis.
Sure.
And as much as I don't want those things to hit me, they're not nearly as big a worry as Grizzlebrand, Dragon Lord, Black Red.
Yeah.
Dragon Lord Black Red.
Polygon.
So players are getting into position right now. You know, I would like to say, you know, game 1 tends to be the most interesting because that's where there's some unknowns, but like,
Everybody knows.
this deck is so hateful.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what to say.
It's definitely a high variance
Certainly,
game plan.
as
Like,
every
sometimes you
Stompy
probably
deck
just
is.
have, like, just use mulligan and you just don't get anything.
Well, and like I said, you know, there are a number of pseudo turn 1 kills here, Trinisphere, Null Rod. But like, if you go Mountain Go, you can't cast Trinisphere. You
Yep.
can't cast Null Rod. And I
Lots of
played
3-mana spells.
I played Shane at the 2 weeks ago at the Austin event, and he went Mountain Go for the first 4 turns and then beat me. So
He was on, wasn't he on Storm at the last
is
tournament?
there someone else who was on?
There must have been somebody else.
Someone
like
was on Moon
this.
Stompy last week, or 2 weeks ago, and went Mountain Go for 4 turns and then beat me. And I was just like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that.
What did you play at that tournament?
2-card money, always.
That's right. Yeah. Shame on the play. Should we roll lesser than that? Or do you just put that out?
Well, that looks like a 10 to me.
Yeah.
10 plays 64. Which I guess is 3 to 2. No, 10 doesn't play 3. Every time I roll dice to determine turn, I always tell people what the grab span is.
I'm just not sure if Tweety rolled already or not.
Looks like Shane's going for it again. Something likely to happen with the Stompy deck. This is the case in Legacy as well. You know, there are a lot of hands that just don't do anything.
Kind of a clunky deck, but if you can get the right pieces together.
By the way, if we're gonna talk, while we're on the subject of Stompy, the best Stompy deck is the deck also known as Game Rule Violation.
Oh, the Ghostly Prison.
Ghostly Prison, Suppression Field,
Yeah.
Moat.
I read the term report of that guy who just like
That
described
guy is Sean O'Brien.
Yeah,
5'3".
that's right.
He went 5-3 draw, and it is possibly the greatest tournament report ever written.
It's a really good one.
And I
for
think
sure.
there's probably something like 6 game wins in there off game rule violations.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. That's about as hateful as you can get, I think.
Well, that's why I always, when I play decks that have those sorts of effects, I always say if you don't know what this card does, like please call it. I actually had, what's the blue-black vampiric tutor in like the Legal Legacy?
Lindell's Vault?
Lindell's Vault.
Yeah.
I cast a Lindell's Vault against a guy, and I said, if you don't know, and I cast it, he goes, okay, if you don't know exactly what this card does, you should call it charge. He goes, I know what it does. Are you sure? He says, yeah. I go, okay, I do my limbo assault. I'm on 10 pins. And I pass. Turns out he's on 10 pins. He killed me.
Oh my god.
It's like, well, if anyone's going to know what limbo
Yeah.
assault does, it's the other 10 pins guy in the room.
That's really funny.
Shane's gone deep here. I think this is 4 or 5 that he's on now.
The more I drink, the harder it gets to stay focused on the game.
Yes, the one unfortunate thing, as it's being pointed out in chat, about the timing of this is conference championship weekend if you were into football.
Sure.
And being that we are in Austin and what, a half mile from the university, there's a fair number of people who are significantly invested in the game that's currently happening. And I just realized I've made a terrible mistake that I don't have it streaming on my phone here. Because I'm in Austin, but I actually went to football. And I'm an A&M fan, so I just really hate it.
Really just don't have any interest in them winning at all.
They're still mulliganing. We're going to start as soon as they're done.
They're mulliganing. So.
They're ready. You have 50 minutes. You may begin. Oops, I didn't mute the mic. Sorry, everybody's ears. Shane has City of Traders Null Run. That is one of the cards that's we considered to be a turn 1 kill. Tweety does have a Mock Sapphire in his hands.
It does also seem to have at least 2 non-artifact mana sources.
One of them, though, is Library Value,
Yeah,
which is not
make it
great.
Tough to. Mystical Terrain is here. Mystical Terrain is deck.
This is why I printed out deck lists.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Fetch out a Tweety. He's going for the basic island. Smart play when you know that you're against a blood.
Yeah.
This is where you go, do I play the Sapphire and just hope I can untap it later?
Well, he's got a library, so you probably want to like do it around that, so you could use that to keep library live.
And
Even if it's dead.
Tweety is very good at this deck. I probably would have played library and been like, this will get me there, and Shane would just windmill slam a blood moon.
Yeah.
Like, well, I lose. So here's a preordained for Tweety. It's going to be a gush. Another fetch. It's a polluted Delta. He's got a Sapphire and a Library in hand. I can see taking the polluted Delta, leaving the gush behind.
The Delta, though, notably, he has fetched his only island, I believe.
He has fetched his only basic.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think, especially No Rod's already out, if we get another piece of hate out, you're going to want to have done as much shit as possible before that hate comes down.
You know, also notably, though, Basic Island casts every blue card in his deck except Dig Through Time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe like Gush.
And how many non-blue? How many cards does it not? It doesn't cast Dak, Wear Tear, Lightning.
Well, he casts part of Dak.
No, but I'm saying, like, if under Blood Moon, there are only 4 cards main deck he can't cast. And Monastery, there are 5 cards main deck he can't cast off Basic Island and Mountains.
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, he can cast Dak off
Yeah, he
Mountains.
can cast that. Yeah.
So there are 4 cards.
Yeah.
2 cards, or 3 decks. I am excellent at math. I graduated high school. Here's a Goblin Rebel Master from Shane.
Pretty good.
Also known as the Red Monastery Mentor. Swinging for 1 with that set.
So the clock is ticking for Tweety here. Roughmaster will kill him very quickly if he does not present an answer.
I think if Shane gets a moon on this next turn, that's just the game.
Yeah.
There's a misstep not great in this matchup. Nope. How many 1 drops is he playing? He's not even playing both, right?
Tweety has both.
No, I mean Shane.
Shane has 0.
Shane has actual 0 1 drop.
Post board.
That's a thing that's a thing that's very easy to forget and forget to sign out. That's why I'm a big proponent of shuffle 15 cards in, take 15 cards out, because that causes you to realize things like, oh,
Yeah.
the mental misstep is no text in this matchup. Tarn. Tweeting the head on the hand, not happy with the situation that he has been placed in. That's a volcanic. Do we see a braid in his hand that can take care of this Goblin Rebel Master?
If it is, that seems. No, I don't think so. Nope. Good
Just fetching the
tutor for it. Probably mystical tutoring for originals. I think it's the Rebel Master. For the bolt. Yeah, it makes sense.
Judge Bolt. Right, Tweety plays my bolt.
He has some of the coolest cards. Some of the best cards.
Big.
I was just thinking the same stupid word.
And I love the idea of, well, I'm going to leave this bolt on top. Main phase mystical tutor for this bolt. That Rabble Master is not long for this world.
He could.
And if you play a moon,
red, gush.
Wow.
Bolt.
Way to call that.
That's what he does.
There's the gush. Draw a bolt. Draw another card.
Bolt the Rebel Master. Floating red.
Instead of treasure cruise that he drew, because that would be a nice thing to draw.
Go. Alright, answering the initial threat.
Now Shane writes down to a 1/1 and an 0.
And a 17 turn clock.
17. Hey. It's a nice goblin token too. Is that a one blue goblin token?
Plays out the Sapphire, most likely so he doesn't have to discard it.
Discarding into play.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he does play Brain and Wear Tear, so that's. Well, I don't know how to cast Wear. No, there's no media, so it's still cast Wear Tear.
Yeah, well, I think like you do. You play them out instead of discarding them. Something could happen eventually. Beat it down to 16 off the 1/1.
He's in a decent spot here.
I think he just plain straight up fucking cruise here. I think he can also library draw. I think he can library draw cruise.
Definitely looks like he's thinking about that.
Yeah, you just saw the pull up this like wait no. No, we can't library cruise the Sapphires.
I would have been very proud of you.
This is why I always play my null rod and artifacts upside down, so I don't game rule violation myself.
Yeah.
What was the draw for the turn top? Which does nothing this turn.
Alright,
Shane is on Triple Mountains. Looking mountains. I think those are, let's see, maybe Mass. There's the Magus of the Moon. Tweety's in a rough spot. He does have an island. So currently he has an island, a mountain, and a 0-mana artifact, which does nothing. Oh, I did that wrong. I'm supposed to say it doesn't do anything, and then you correct me and say no, it does nothing. Hashtag flavor references. He's looking through his hand. He does have that treasure cruise. He can cruise now, but he will be discarding the hand size if he does. But he also has at least one missed out card that he doesn't mind discarding.
Probably another. Just when you see
it's a tough call.
The Stompy deck tap 3 mana.
He sees, he's thinking, ooh, Shane plays out another Rabble Master. We're going to beat in for 3 with a Magus and a Master.
4 is the Goblin
4. Goblin token came in really late in combat.
Yes.
There's the Wear Tear. Can't cast that. There's a mountain. Very nice, expensive mountain. We have 2 mountains and an island in play. Okay, cast attack. Steal the null rod.
I think he's in a rough spot here.
He's got time, but like I don't know that the time buys anything.
Yeah.
I think he probably should just be cruising and discarding a handful of cards. There's a Snapcaster.
Bolt the Rabble Master.
Okay.
That
Totally
definitely.
also blocks the Magus of the Moon.
Yep.
So Shane's only going to be swinging for 2 again. I think you keep the Snapcaster back. But it does swing with the Moon. Interesting choice. Well, deal 2 taking Tweety down to 10, but Tweety's lands have text. And there's the magic. That's exactly what I was about to say. Is he must have another. He's doing that. That's gotta feel so bad. Get that moon off, and there's the.
So I think at this point maybe we see a Treasure Cruise.
That's a probe for the turn. It's probably a probe for free.
Yeah.
Here's another 4 Magus Mind and 2 tokens.
Fiery Confluence.
Fiery Confluence, which has a lot of text that I'm pretty sure just says you lose the game.
Just 6 them.
And we're going to do the thing again where Sam attempts to spell the word fiery. If I had to guess what the 3 modes were, I would guess it would be deal 2 damage 3 times. 4 mana, do 6, that's reasonably priced.
It's a pretty good rate.
He's thinking of something. I don't know what he could possibly have here. Obviously, he thinks he has to. There's a interesting. Where on the middle rod opening the sapphire?
I see a dig.
What does dig gets force? You get 7 shots out of say 40 for a force, and we haven't seen force yet, right?
Yeah.
So 7 shots out of 40 at a force is not bad. Oh, Fluster Storm. That's easy.
Yeah.
Saves. Back to Tweety's turn. Life on the line here.
Tweety's just such a patient player.
And there's a Pearl. He's actually got
a
pretty large amount of mana here. He's got a Pearl, a Sapphire, $10,000 worth of mountains, and a map. If he's gonna dig, though, I think he wants to dig on Shane's turn. He wants to dig
probably in response to like
with as much
scary thing that Shane
really
has.
it's with as much information as possible.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing it.
Well, I mean, this is like the 4th time he's been through his graveyard going, is it now, is it now, is it
Well,
now?
he tapped his mana like he's going to. I don't know. Could be patented mind games. Yeah, no,
Well, once he starts reorganizing his graveyard, he's committing a game rule violation. He doesn't. Legacy and Vintage are the only formats that care about your graveyard order. There's Preordained, Time Walk, Preordained, Treasure Cruise, Force of Will. Well, if he wants to bolt himself. I think you probably take a force.
I think you want it
purely
here.
because there are so many. But on the other hand, like Shane's got 4 on board. Like
You didn't really get an answer to the board here.
this is a tough call. He'll be glad to be bottoming 5 of those cards.
Yeah.
Certainly. I think you take like 4, maybe Preordained Force, maybe Time Walk Force. Like Treasure Cruise. He does have a fairly fair size graveyard. Keeps changing.
Force. Time Walk.
There's so many piles of cards right now.
Thinking about Force Time Walk.
Time Walk Preordained.
Time Walk.
Cannot preordain this turn. Probe takes him down to 4, which means that he thinks
There's
he's
a
got a better
Snare
turn.
Bridge and a Braid in hand for Shane, so.
And Tweety just scoops up his cards. Tweety was going down to 4, was going down to lethal. He had to draw into a win and a misstep. Will not take it.
No, it doesn't do that. Well, I think his average card quality in the matchup goes up quite a bit post board.
Well, if
By
nothing
nature
else,
of cutting those missteps.
yeah, cutting the missteps exactly.
Literally do stone nothing here. feel like balance is really good.
Well, I mean, against 4-way sends I'm struggling.
I mean, I guess you probably mind twist yourself.
So I think you bring in the mountain. All your lands turn into mountains. Do you bring in the mountain?
I
think you bring in 2 Shattering Spree, 1 Wear Tear.
Yeah.
The balance is a maybe, and I think probably the whole.
Yeah. Yeah, it's having more cards.
And coming out is for sure
4 misstep.
Actually, we have a problem here. We're taking out 4 misstep, 2 Pyroblast. That's 6 cards. And balance, Lightning Bolt, 2 Shattering Spree, Wear Tear is only 5. This is where do you bring in Containment Priest as a 2/2 flash over a Mental Misstep, which has no text?
It blocks Rabble Master.
It does. It does.
So I think if because you have to cut the Pyroblast and you have to cut the missteps. So I think the 6th card is the priest. Like
let's take a look at Shane's deck again because we haven't done that enough yet. What changes is he making? Probably not the Ensnaring Bridge for out the cage. Karn, maybe.
Fine,
the 3 Pyroblasts seems like the most likely choice.
I think the Spyglass maybe is okay, although maybe not out of his deck though.
What is Spyglass looking for? Let's.
I guess Planeswalkers, but I mean Dak doesn't really like. It could be situationally good, but I think
what comes out? 2 Ensnaring Bridge.
Ensnaring Bridge.
Maybe 1 or 2 Normods.
Yeah, I don't think Norod's like super.
It's not great, but it's like if you have something better. I think 3 Pyroblasts. Maybe Sudden Shock for the Mentors.
Yeah, I think you probably do want Sudden Shock.
It's funny, we talked about how hard it is to sideboard combo decks, and now the most straightforward deck in the format, we're concerned about what to bring out. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting metagame call. Everything about the decks that we've seen today, to me, is very interesting. No workshops, especially out of Ben, who is a workshop specialist.
Right.
And especially, I think part of his reasoning was everyone knows I'm a workshop specialist. Yeah, but we're 200 miles from home. I don't know that everyone knows that you're a workshop specialist.
Right.
Okay, the end score was 420. I couldn't not mention that.
Blazer.
No, there's no Blaze. We're not playing because sometimes that pseudo encyclopedic knowledge of Magic cards is just great for the memes.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a Portal 3.
There's a Portal.
That's actually a sweet
art.
art. That's awesome. Most of the Blaze art is terrible.
Let's pull them all up.
I don't like that one. But yeah, the Portal
This one's alright. The Portal one is fucking sweet.
And there was one other that I saw on
That's pretty sweet
Second
too.
Age is good too. Those are really nice, actually.
He's got some stuff. Man, that Blaze is sweet. I wish I could play it. But it's just strictly worse Banefire.
It's just a terrible.
So we got just the Island Preordained. Nice to have the island in the middle. Force another blue card. Didn't see it. Force both good cards. You want to. I think you have. There are so many must forces in Shane's deck.
Yeah.
I think you probably have to take the Force. He's thinking about how he wants to do this.
Maybe take the Force and step
Take the Force left is on top. Oh, and there's a
top.
top. This is where no run is super rough.
Yeah.
I see. He did bring in Sudden Shocks.
Ancient Tomb.
Ancient Tomb.
Rod.
And an All-Rod.
Gross.
Forgot about how Ancient Tomb means I have to watch live titles much more.
Oh yeah. He does not have a blue card for force. That's why
no
he's
one is
thinking
really,
so hard.
I think, not as bad as some of the other options because he does have a fresh lander, so he's going to get rid of two. And he has the wear tear actually, so he can actually get rid of his Moron at any time that he finds convenient, as long as Shane doesn't,
Follow it up with something else.
If you want to know this from the commentary, I just beat that. So Patrick and I are two.
Okay, so Stu just informs it looks like Patrick and Stu, since Paradoxical and White Eldrazi appear to be the top of Pod B, so those would be in our top four. And
The other pod's all up in the air.
the other pod is in the air, it has flying, it doesn't care about bets. The worst part about that is that Ben, who is in Pod B, is my ride.
So now he has to sit around. Well, he could fill in and do commentary. I don't know if he wants.
And this fetch activation is.
So the wear tear.
So there's the wear tear and multiple spin the top. There's another wear tear and a preordain and a force. Put the preordain on top so he can tap draw that if he wants. Draws it for the turn, cast it. Wear tear, force of will. I think you probably put the force on top to pitch to force, and then put the wear tear below it.
Oh, he gets rid
The
of it.
force on the bottom. He does have a force already. Put the wear tear into his hand.
That seems to be good.
That's the next.
You don't win.
Shane has a lot fewer things on the side. He does have a Magus of the Moon in hand. If he can find a red source, he can, well, really not affect Tweety that much, actually.
Yeah, definitely not.
He's up to 7. He's actually, I believe, discarding Ancestors here. I don't see another mana source there. He's shocking himself for some reason.
So he did have a
There's the Spirit Guide, and there's a Blood Moon, not the Magus.
Yeah. Blood Moon's not very dangerous here.
Well, listen, let's have the discussion. Blood Moon versus Magus.
But
There we go. Sorry, we just had some technical difficulties since someone unplugged my computer. Looks like not a lot has changed. There we go. Dak is now up to. Sorry, we just had some technical. Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer?
He gets to whenever.
No, it's not. Can you tell me his cost? Dak is now up to 8.
I think it's 7.
Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer?
He gets to whenever.
No, it's not. Can you tell me his cost? Dak is now up to 8.
I think it's 7.
Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer?
He gets to whenever.
No, it's not. Can you tell me his cost? Dak is now up to 8.
I think it's 7.
Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer?
He gets to whenever.
No, it's not. Can you tell me his cost?
Definitely does.
Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer? There's a dig.
He gets to
Plus,
whenever.
no, it's not. Can you tell me his cost?
Definitely does.
Can you talk about Dak's someone unplugged my computer? There's a dig. He doesn't want
He gets
right now because he has to know that he lays the deck. There's a dig. He doesn't want to get right now because he has to know that he lays the deck. There's a dig. He doesn't want to get right now because he has to know that he lays the deck. I don't give a fuck. There's a dig. He doesn't want to get right now because he has to know that he lays the deck. I don't give a fuck. Here's that library not he doesn't want to get right now, so we didn't expect that. I don't give a fuck. Here's that library not he doesn't want to get right now, so we didn't expect that. I don't give a fuck. Here's that library not 3 again. 3 is not the amount of mana you would shoot.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe stealing the mocks. Just like
here's that library not 3 again.
So he's drawing 1 card a turn.
Yeah.
He's right. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe stealing the mocks. Just like
here's that library not 3 again.
Doesn't care about the Magus.
I mean, it is a body.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
Snapcaster
snap
Mage for the bolt.
and bolt the mages.
Keep the pressure on.
I like stealing the mocks more and more now, especially if you can wear tear the Blood Moon and just go. You have a City of Traders which goes away and an Ancient Tomb which deals you damage. Swing
He's
4.
got a good clock going though.
You can see he's moving very quickly. He feels very confident with what he's got now. There's
the time walk. Yeah.
And if he finds another Snapcaster, there's a Mystical Tutor. There's a solid chance he gets that and just like draws a bunch of cards. Draws Mystical Tutor first time.
He has a bolt in hand, notably. He drew that just a second ago.
Swings 4. Spin top, Jet, Pearl.
Land, I think.
Stacks 2 cards away. Gets rid of the Mystical and the Jet. Now he has a Pearl active. So now he has white mana, finally.
It's a Stewart.
Can you go
Look at
him?
him.
Yeah. Has Pearl, he's got white mana. There is a wear and or tear on the Blood Moon. And suddenly Tweety has a whole lot of things he can do.
Is there anything else I can do to disrupt this?
Yes, there are many things you could do to disrupt the stream.
Just fall forward onto the monitor.
That would be great if you would buy me some new monitors.
Vote some lunch.
You guys want to get like some pizzas?
And it looks like that's a loss for Shane. So we'll go to game 3 here. Including downtime, we've got about 17 minutes. I'm actually just going to go ahead and reset the clock since everyone paused. And Mike's going to talk to you about these sideboards again while I return this beer from whence it came.
So I'm not sideboarding. I hate sideboarding. I'm so bad at it. So bad at it. Like, Shane's on the play here. It's very do or die for Tweety. He needs to have answers for the initial flurry of stuff that Shane can do, assuming Shane gets to keep a good hand. I don't know if Sweetie's obviously changing his sideboard up a little bit. I'm not sure what he would be playing on. Oh, he saw the. I think I saw Missteps come back in because he did see Pyroblast. Maybe a couple of them. I think Shane is maybe considering changing up his configuration. Thinking about. Looks like he's cutting a threat. Pick one of those creatures. Seeing. I could not see what that was. Yeah, it definitely looks like Tweety. Looks like somebody needs to get let in. Just a moment, stream.
And into game 3 of round 3. Shane will be up first here.
So I think Tweety boarded back in Missteps for Pyroblast.
Interesting. Smart.
Chocolate chip or gingerbread?
Chocolate chip.
Shane swapped out one card, but I couldn't see what it was. He cut a creature, either a Rabblemaster or a War Boss. I couldn't see what he brought in. So I think Tweety probably wants Force of Will in hand. His opener if possible, but that's the difficult thing about this matchup is like you want that, but you also need to have like a solid mana base. So looks like some blue mana is the problem with this draw. It's rough. So ships it back.
Unusual that Xerox is the deck that's shipping things back and not Stompy.
Well, he's in an awkward spot because like you want to probably be able to have like Forcible to just answer like the back-breaking permanents that Moon Stompy can play, but at the same time you have to keep your mana base in consideration. I think that's what happened there. Is like he didn't have Forcible, but he also had no blue mana, so you can't keep that. Like he had a Lotus, and he's on the draw, so that could just be like completely dead. This looks.
You get a Vulcan, a Shattering Spree. It's gonna scry.
It's gonna scry, leave it on top. So Gush, Preordain, Volk.
Oh, and to fetch. So he's in alright
He
position.
can get his island as long as Shane doesn't turn one Moon him. Oh, looks like he put the card on the bottom instead of on the top. Scry.
Plan for a triple tie right now. If Shane wins, there's a three-way tie at 1-2.
So we have to
Tweety
figure
starts
out.
with the fetch.
What?
So we have to figure out who.
We play again.
Gets the basic island, always a good choice against a deck that plays 28 million Blood Moon effects.
Yeah. Eight Moon, 6 Rabble.
Got Pearl Lotus off of the Preordain here. That's tough.
Yeah,
I
his
think
mulliganing was hard. That was bad.
he puts both on bottom, takes that line,
the
draw,
random
and
card.
a
A
time
Time Walker? Not terrible with the basic mountain. Or basic island, I mean. It's at least something. You can cycle it. And there's the Blood Moon.
Doesn't hurt against the walk there.
Shuts off the Gush in Tweety's hand, but otherwise I think he's kind of okay. Also turns off the Ancient Tuma's clock for Tweety.
Ancient Tomb's clock is always important.
Yeah.
Well, on that subject, let's mark the Ancient Tomb. And just time walk, cycle time walk. There's a DAC, and he's got mountains, so let's DAC, let's dig.
DAC is so good in this format.
You know where we should dig? Through time.
Most likely.
Don't think you
Get a
can.
Snapcaster
Most
and a
likely.
Mystical Tutor here.
These are all cards
I think the
that are
Gush
castable.
probably is the first thing to go. He has no ability to cast it until much later. It looks like Gush and Scalding Tarn is his decision to discard.
It's fair enough. I would expect Shane plays a threat here. Gets the 3 mana again. Again.
Not where you want Shane to be.
Pyroblast,
Pyroblast on
deck.
deck.
Oh, what a
Pay 1.
draw. What a draw.
Unfortunate for Tweety, but Tweety is also at 3 mana. Doing okay here. Draws another mountain in the form of a Tundra.
So like Mystical Tutor is his like way through here. I guess a Snapcaster Mage is also pretty solid.
What is Mystical Tutoring? What is he Mystical
I'm not
Tutoring?
sure. I think he probably wants to wait for information so he knows what to get. But like at this point, that's
Shane taps 3
definitely
lands,
castable.
always dangerous.
Ooh.
Incorrectly casting Chandra. Chandra costs 4. Correct one, please.
Gotta tap all your lands for the Chandra.
There we go.
We have corrected people on Blood Moon in both directions now. Shroud of Torch of Defiance
So good.
has 4 abilities. Are there any Planeswalkers with 4 abilities that aren't great?
I don't think so.
The answer is
think
Nicol
that-
Bolas Planeswalker because it costs 8.
I mean, now there's Arena Rector, so you can like actually play it.
I suppose that's true.
People have been 5-0ing on Moto with that in Legacy.
Tweety
with the
takes
Arena
2
Rector decks.
off of Chandra's Plus. And
I think this is
that
gonna be
is
tough
now
for
a
him to
9-turn
answer.
clock.
It's gonna be very tough for him to answer.
Mystical Tutor here.
Is he just going for recall here?
Probably. I think that's the best. Unless he's got a Hydroblast.
Yeah,
He does not have a
he's
Hydroblast.
not. Like another DAC, maybe. Like, it's like he was thinking about it.
Balance.
He has like
cast it.
he has a bolt, snap, bolt. Yeah, recalls. Recalls the go.
It's that thing where it's like, I feel like
Chandra.
sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to get, but recall will tell you.
Recall is always good. Except when
It's
it's
a
not.
misstep.
Can Chandra kill
There's
creatures?
a force of will.
Yes. She's
Yes.
got
Yep.
-3 to.
That still allows Bolt to deal with her though. If he has to use that mode.
Is a
then-
Tundra. And he will read Chandra again, as shall we. +1, exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra deals 2 to each opponent. +1, add red, -3, deal 4 to target creature, and -7. If you're at 7, you already won the game.
Pretty much.
The trick to streaming a card like Chandra is being able to read very quickly.
Hit for Vegas. And he's going to cast.
Yeah, he's going to choose to cast that, which I think is totally reasonable. We have 2 Magus effects, we have 2 Moon effects in play
Well,
now.
it's also, it speeds up the clock.
So,
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
is. It's 2 every turn, which Chandra already was. So now he's up to 4 a turn, making this a 5-turn clock, assuming no further draws. Brian draws a Scalding Tarn for the turn, another very expensive amount. And this is rough. We've seen this already before today. There's just nothing you can do.
He's got very few ways in his deck to deal with what's happening to him right now.
With the 2 different moon effects out, especially.
Yeah.
If he draws a Rabble Master here, it's kind of over very quickly. Take out Chandra.
Chandra reveals a Fiery Confluence. I can't imagine that doesn't.
Think
isn't
you just
cast.
cast that.
For 6.
Is this just 6 to the face, right?
Yeah. 6 to the face, attack for 2, and go to.
Does Tweety have a counterspell? Nope, he will just.
He has a mental
take
misstep, but
6.
sadly that does not.
That does not counter
Does not
4
affect
drops.
Fire Confluence.
Should go to
Oh, no, actually, he does have force. But I think he's holding it up for like the thing that actually like increases the clock. or that is more clock rather.
Back to Tweety. He's going to Snapcaster probably
just a block, or is
he can't cast a blue spell. He has no red.
Yep.
Swings 2 at Chandra just to say, I don't want you to ultimate.
Pretty desperate situation here.
Especially in the final round of the, not Swiss, but initial rounds.
Yeah.
Groups.
Another 2. Tweety will just take it, leaving his. And here Chandra will go up again, revealing.
Oh.
I don't know what the
That's
fuck that
Legion
card
War
is.
Boss. It's the new like
Legion
pseudo Rebel Master.
He exiles it anyways for 2.
And he'll just exile for 2. Putting Tweety to 6. Not a great position. This Legion War Boss, first of all, this art. Second of all, this art. Also, there's text on this card.
Yes.
This isn't looking good for Tweety here.
And I almost feel like Tweety is at this point where he knows he's lost, but he can't concede, and he has to say, like, okay, do I have my deck list memorized? What can I possibly draw here? It's gonna force a Fiery Compliments going down to 5.
He was dead if he did.
And now Shane has 4 damage on board, assuming he draws 0 cards.
No
next
rod,
turn.
and he's got a Blood Moon in hand.
Insurance, yeah.
Tweety's got 1 draw. It's another expensive mountain. And it looks like he's shaking his head. And he's got no draw spells here either, so all he can do is sit here. He's going to take 2 and go to 1, assuming Shane draws no damage.
Indeed, like that's just what this Moon deck does. It
Pass
just
it back to
puts-
Shane. He left the Snapcaster untapped, so he can block the Magus and draw this out for 1 more turn.
The Moon deck just like puts you into these situations where like
Shane reveals a Simian Spirit Guide. Does he want to cast a 2/2? No, he
probably
doesn't.
doesn't matter.
He drew 1 for turn 2. Goes to 3, combat block.
Swing 2, blocked by the Snapcaster. Tweety's got some turns.
Yep, cast
Shane goes to second main, and there is a 2/2. Tweety must do something, or he loses next turn.
Draws a Flusterstorm. Don't think that really does anything. Tweety
And
extends,
Tweety
the,
extends the
hand.
hand.
Shane won. So
Shane wins.
I believe there's a 3-way tie in this pod.
So, tournament organizer, would you like to come sit down and explain what happens now?
Without
Here,
turning off the stream.
Yeah. Yes, without turning off the stream. Here,
Hi everyone. Just
You-
give
you
me a
got-
sec to go step on the power
Here,
cord.
let's all get real close.
Wow, you really
You gotta
do.
lean really close. Come on, baby.
Hi. All right. So right now we have a 3-way tie at 2-1. My impression is that we are going to check game win percentage from here.
Which you're gonna calculate, right?
Yep, we're gonna go calculate that right now. We are also gonna take a break because that's the end of our round robin. So I think we're gonna take a break, figure out our percentages, and then come back to you guys with our semis, which will start. The semis, if you don't know, are going to be single elimination. Mike, do you want me to get more on your hip here, or?
Let's just get like
This is what. This
Park
is what
bench it
happens.
up.
We're
Yeah.
tight, baby. We're tight.
Yeah, so the
Real
semis are
estate
going to be
prices.
single elimination, but we'll come back to you guys in probably 15 minutes just to let you know where we're
Say
at.
2:30 Central.
Yeah,
Because I
2:13.
have a 2:30 Central.
Let's
It's
say
currently
2:30 Central. We'll be back.
And we will have an answer as to who is playing in the semis.
Right now, it's a lock that it's Patrick Vincent and me from
Paradoxical
Pod
and
1.
White Eldrazi.
And it's also a lock Brian Hockey from Pod 2, who's on Paradoxical.
and then the other 3 we have to figure out who has better
I
game
think
win
it's
percentage.
honestly just 2. I think it's Brian Tweedy and Jeff Lubinsky, so Xerox and Survival. Because Shane Rice is, I believe, 1-2, so I think he's out.
Now I have to ask a question that's currently in the chat. Let's look at this screen right here. Did we all buy our glasses at the same store?
Warby
No.
Parker?
Zenny, $12.
I did
baby.
Zenny also.
The envelope smelled distinctly of Guanzhou.
Mike is a newbie to glasses, so I'm not sure exactly how he arrived at that.
Actually. All right, we'll be back at 2:30, and we will know who's playing by then.
Woodrow.
Probably.
Was that Woodrow?
Yeah, Oyster the Pig is Woodrow.